CMPRadio.net. It's the station. CMPRadio.net, the voice of Chester.
CMPRadio.net. You already know it's your boy, Uncle P. And I am sitting here. When I'm sitting here, I can't be on the camera with Chef LaMont, but we're going to try to get this thing hooked up. How you feeling, Chef?
Oh, man, it's a beautiful day. I feel my hands like I always do.
Every time I ask you, you answer the same way. And that's what I love about you, brother. That's definitely what I love about you. Let's get into this interview because I got a couple questions to ask you. It's hard to engineer and be the personality. It's definitely hard to do that. So if anybody wants to come help me out, man, come on down to cmpradio.net, 114 West 5th Street. We're always here. We're always open. We're always eager to have people come through and help us out, man. How you feeling, Chef?
You know how I feel. But I must say, man, I'm watching you doing this, and as myself, I wear multiple hats.
Right.
You're wearing multiple hats yourself.
Absolutely.
So you're taking on the task and being multitasking. Now, that's what I like about you.
No doubt. Chef LaMont is running for mayor of the city of Chester, a write-in candidate on the Republican side. When he said he wanted to run Republican, I was like, Chef, you sure? Remember I hit you up? I was like, yo, you sure?
Yes.
That's what you're doing?
Yes.
But he was adamant that that's what he wanted to do. He's a Republican, right? And I'm going to let him get into it, man. Why are you running for mayor?
I'm running for mayor because I want to see the city go in a different direction that it's been going in. We have been democratically ran for so many years, and I think that we need to give the Republican Party a try at this thing to see what we can do to make it better for our children today because they are our tomorrow.
Right. For our children today because they are our tomorrow. You believe that?
Yes, I do.
Right. I see you out here in the community, right? If it's not Super Saturdays, you throwing back to school, Mother's Day, you got a big Mother's Day, Mother's and Father's Day.
Mother's Day, Father's Day extravaganza.
May 14th. Right. May 14th. CMPRadio.net will be there. Man, like how do you find the energy to keep doing all this stuff?
Synergy.
I
have the Navy's can-do spirit. I'm a Navy veteran, and they say we're going to take that wall, we're going to take that wall. So my can-do spirit leads me to do the things that I do. I'm not a slacker, but I'm a go-getter, and I try to do my best. Everything that I do, and put my best foot forward.
Your best foot forward. You were in the Navy. How long were you in the Navy for?
I did 15 years in the Navy, 5 active and 10 reserve.
So you would say your wonderment or your what you achieve in giving back to the community comes from your Navy experience?
Let's start with, it comes from my parents first.
Okay, all right, let's start there.
Momski and my pops, they are both giving people. As a child, I watched my mom sew clothes, feed people, and just, even be out there in the kids in the street. We was out there playing kickball, baseball, whatever. My mom would go out there and participate with the kids in the neighborhood. My father was a truck driver, and for a moving van service, Atlas Van Lines, and there were times that people would get divorced and they would give away furniture so the other person wouldn't get it.
Right.
And my dad would take all this stuff and bring it home, and he would call my mom, who needs this, who needs that? And he would bring it and give it to him. Wasn't asking for a dime. And there would be times, there'd be like new stuff, wash machines, TVs, furniture, whatever. And he would bring it home, and my mom, or they knew somebody who needs something, they would give it to him out of the kindness of their heart, because it was given to them. So they passed it on to someone in need. Thus, me having that can-do, giving the spirit of helping people. So I got that from my mom and dad first, and then being in the Navy, I'm gonna give you a story. There was a time we was in Mazatlan, Mexico.
Where's that? What's that next to?
That, it's on the western side of the Baja Peninsula.
Okay.
Not Baja Peninsula. So we was in Mazatlan, and there was an orphanage there. And the orphanage reached out to the ship, and the ship reached out and said, hey, can the kids come take a tour? Well, they needed someone to stay behind and make refreshments for the kids. Nobody wanted to give that liberty up, because this is a liberty port.
Right.
And I say liberty port is a port where we go in and just have a good time.
Right.
It wasn't a working port.
Right.
A working port was when we go in and we load on stores, do maintenance,
Right.
and other things for the ship.
Right.
So nobody wanted to give it that liberty time. I said, you know what? I'll do it.
Right.
And I remember they very clearly and vividly, I made 800 cookies and about 80 gallons of juice for this orphanage. And by me doing that, I got a whole week off just because I gave up my time for that one day.
Right.
The captain said, Harris, take the rest of the week off. And everybody was kind of mad about that.
Right.
Hey, what? A week off? Because the reason I was so happy about it was because when I first joined the Navy and we went to Thailand, and the chief cook said, Harris, don't come back to the ship to establish. I said, what you mean? Ain't nobody gonna be here. We're in Thailand. What about eating? Man, there's nobody gonna be here. A whole week off, I'm just joining the Navy. I'm fresh out of boot camp. I'm 21 years old.
Right.
I could tell you the time of life that I had, but
Right.
So me giving up my time enabled me to get more time free.
Right.
So giving up myself has been a tradition that was passed down from my mother and father,
Right.
and also from what I learned in the Navy. So it's easy for me to give up myself to the people.
So what do you think is the problem with leadership in the community, right? You talking about receivership, Act 47, disincorporation now they're talking about, right? What do you see as the problem, and how do you feel as though you possess what is necessary to solve it?
Okay, firstly, I'm not going to talk bad about the current administration.
No, that ain't what we doing.
No, we're never going to do that.
Right.
But that's the pot they cooked in.
Right.
I don't know if they washed it out or not, but that's the pot they cooked in.
Right.
So what I believe in is that we, and when I say we, I mean we as the people.
As a community.
As a community, everyone can have an input with me.
Absolutely.
We have to go back, regroup, rethink, and revitalize, and put a new plan in place to move the city forward. Losing our corporation, if we lose that, we will lose our charter, which meaning money and funding that comes to the city we can also lose that.
Explain that.
And we might have to merge with another city.
What other? There is no other city in Delaware County.
Right. So that means a borough. That means either Eddystone,
Right.
or Aston.
Right.
Or they might break it up in half.
No, they will four-piece this city.
So boom.
And give the upper east side to Nether Providence, the lower east side to Ridley. You feel me? Like
Right.
like they and Eddystone, and they will move in like that. Widener will take its part.
Biden's already trying to become their own city now.
Eddystone, Aston, you feel me? Not so much Aston because we're separated a little bit between Aston and Chester, but
Lower Chester.
Chester Township, you feel me? Like, so Chester Township can come over.
Right.
They can, and think about that.
And we already see a presence of Ridley's police here sometimes.
Right.
We also see a presence of Chester Township.
When they call all county, we see them, right?
Right.
Upland can come down. You feel me? These are the things that can happen. And I said it 5 years ago. We were all on Let's Talk, me, Nafati, and I was like, if Chester could become, if we don't pay attention to what we have and value the things that we have in our possession, then Chester will become just Edgemont Avenue, straight down to the courthouse, the first ever courthouse in America.
Right.
The first ever courthouse in America is located right here in Chester, Pennsylvania. And that's all we'll be. But then think about what's happening around that courthouse right now. There's somebody building.
Exactly. They build, I believe, some type of securities firm.
No, it's
Next door.
a bowling alley and a steak shop.
See, I didn't know it was a
Right,
bowling. I remember
yeah.
hearing about it being security. Some type of security firm.
No, ain't no security firm over there. Not that I know of, unless somebody knows something that I don't know. But this is what happens when we don't pay attention. This is what happens when we're only worried about sneakers and bags and clothes. You feel me? And we're not worried about the next door neighbor. We're not worried about the next door neighbor's yard. But go ahead.
And it's funny that you say that
Right.
sneakers and clothes, because that was one of my main issues about our shopping district.
Right,
It's nice that we have little boutiques over there,
right.
but the stuff is kind of priced that really people can't afford some of that stuff, man.
Right.
So we have poor people buying clothes to stunt on other poor people.
Expensive taste.
If you work with somebody here, there, and there, but y'all getting dressed up to go down to the bar on 3rd Street, I'm not going to mention the name, but the bar down on 3rd Street,
Right.
to stunt on other poor people.
Right.
And people really can't afford the clothes.
Right.
We have shops that come here 6 months and then they close up.
Right.
That's not a good look for us.
It's not.
We need more businesses that's going to be here more than 6 months.
Sustainable business. What do you consider to be a sustainable business in Chester?
I think we need a clothing store that people can afford to go to. I think we need more of some of the old things we had. We had drugstores here at the shopping district. We had places like Visions, Collars and Cuffs, Murray's, Voids.
Right.
So we need stuff that's going to be in place that people can come to every day. We need.
I don't think DTLR is overpriced. I don't think they have a lot of overpriced stuff. They have a lot of cheap stuff. Not cheap, but like
Inexpensive.
Right, inexpensive stuff, right? They have, some jeans, some Timberland stuff, right? They have some nice
Right.
stuff. So
But we need businesses here that people want to need their goods and services. So we need to get back to what we had before. We need more things that people can afford to buy.
right.
And thus doing that, we can generate income through the city. And if all these merchants work together,
Right.
they can keep that dollar in the city longer than 1 hour.
Shout out to everybody that's watching right now. This show is brought to you by Janelle Foster Esquire, man. You can hit her up if you need any lawyer for any lawyering, right? She also has a wardrobe if you need any clothes. You don't have to be her client. You can hit her up, Janelle Foster Esquire. I'm not giving you her number either, right? CMPradio.net. Listen, Chef LaMont, man, I want to thank you, right? Because when you said you wanted to run, I didn't take you serious, right?
No one did.
And I said, we'll see, right? And then when you said, no, I'm serious, like I want y'all to write my name on this ballot. I want to put myself out here to represent the people that care, the people that give two shits about this community. And I know you care. Like I said, Super Saturdays, everything that you do for the community, you don't get paid back
No.
for the number one, the time and the effort that it takes to make soup, the time and the effort it takes to set up your tent. The time I watched you sit out there making pancakes at the park. Shout out to the Ten of Life, man, Tyrone Ricks, and everybody that's with you on this pursuit for. I don't know. What are you pursuing?
Well, let's not forget Miss Sonya Jones with Philly Hot Radio. She's also
Right.
We also did Super Saturdays,
Right.
And Pancakes in the Park in Philadelphia.
Yes.
So I'm pursuing. It's just to show love, man, and compassion.
That's it.
Because that could be me,
Yes.
my mother, my father, my children out there homeless, and I would want somebody to show them that same type of compassion. So that's why I do those things.
I just want my people to understand how important we are. Everything that we do, it holds some type of value in what we're dealing with. I know how hard it is for anyone to listen to someone or hear someone speak the way I speak, the way Chef LaMont speak. We don't really hold our tongue. We don't bite our tongue, right?
No.
In this city, in this incorporation, this has been going on for the last 60, 70 years. Now, we can blame whoever we want to blame, but it's really all of our fault, right? Overtown looks like it looks. The buildings are falling apart inside the buildings, inside people's buildings, behind the doors. There's more work to be done. We have to come together to create whatever we want to give to our children, because we can't give this to our children. We cannot give this to our children. So Chef LaMont is running for mayor on the Republican side. He wants you to write his name on the ballot. Chef, tell them why you're running for mayor.
Okay, I'm running to make a change today for our children because they are tomorrow. I'm running because I think that we need to get a better plan in place. I'm running because there are people who don't have voices, and I want to be the voice for the people that don't have a voice. I wanted to contact a guy who was running for mayor in Philadelphia to bring a supermarket to the city. Oh. And I was not going to tell no one, but when I seen that interview, what Jeff Brown said, I don't care where the trash goes, wherever it goes, it's their problem. And I said, I can't contact this guy to build this market. I had the location and everything plotted out.
Why can't you contact him? Understand that he's in Philly. He's not in Chester. There's a lapse in judgment. Whenever the microphone is on, it's important that we are aware that it's on and it's going to record what we're about to say. I think for him, what he should have said was, well, when I'm in the mayoral seat, we'll discuss that then. Because at that point, him answering that question, that did no good for anybody. All that did, because listen, no other candidate answered that question. They all said, I wouldn't do that, because there was nothing they can say.
Right.
Because if he says he's more concerned with Chester, the Philadelphians aren't going to vote for him. But then if he says he's more concerned with Philadelphians, the Chesterians are going to sit there and throw eggs and tomatoes at him. So there was no win for him. So if anything, I don't think you saying that you want to hit him up, guess what? You can do that now because of what he said. And he'll damn sure come.
I thought about that because now I got to do a cleanup plan. I got to be a janitor now to clean up.
Absolutely.
So,
he might bring one here.
Right.
Call him and tell him.
He want to do some damage control.
Shit, why not?
What I just didn't like what he said was, I don't care because that's how everybody else feel about Chester. Everybody feel that Chester is their
dumping ground. We shout out to Kenneth Picasso Hunt the other day. He was outside. He saw the brothers dumping concrete in the river right behind here. You understand what I'm saying? So if Jeff Brown doesn't, and that company is located in Springfield, we have had so many people. Like, you remember that part in Biggie when he said, girl told me to, you know what I mean, take a poop on it. Like, she wanted me to cock and poop on us, literally, and hand it to us and tell us it's gravy. Mash it up with water and tell us it's gravy. Throw some salt and pepper in it and say it's good for us. And we don't care. And then we end up serving it to our children. But
I just can't stand by and just keep letting people dump on us. I I don't know if you're familiar with the Facebook page, Old Chester, PA, and I watch how so many people in Old Chester, PA sit there and point there where I point like this. Because if you point like this, you got
Three more.
back at you.
Right.
They sit there in Old Chester, PA, and say, Old Chester was so this and so nice when I was growing up, but your family's on all these dilapidated buildings that are boarded up in the city.
Right. Not paying no taxes.
So, but you sitting there pointing your finger, but these buildings your family members own.
Right.
So now, as mayor, I'm going after you.
Why would you?
I'm going after you. You're going to pay them taxes.
You know,
we want that money.
You're going to give your property up for $1.
Or we're going to take that property, what's called eminent domain.
Right.
And we're going to put some of our skilled workers together to fix these buildings up, and we're going to rent them out and generate income and revenue for the city.
That's the only way you can do anything.
But you're not going to sit there in Glenolden and Ridley and wherever else and point your fingers and talk bad about Chester. Because you used to live here back in the days of Mayberry. I lived back in the days of Mayberry too. I'm not that old. I remember living on East 8th Street, 824 East 8th Street, in a very diverse neighborhood. But y'all sit out there and your little picket clean fences with 2 dogs and a cat in the yard, talking about how life used to be hard. But you're not going to sit here and dump on this city and talk bad about the city when your family still own property here and it's falling down and it's just in ruins, but you owe tax money. Tear
that house down. If they owe more than,
or sell it.
No. So if the house is falling apart,
sell it.
You can't rebuild a house that's falling. Matter of fact, yes, you can.
If the foundation is salvageable.
On Curlin Street, right now, this house that had the tree growing out the back of it, the tree was growing out the back of the house. On Curlin Street,
part of Curlin,
getting off the highway.
Oh, yes. Right there.
Right there
on the...
They are taking a house that I watched, I want to say for the last 20 years of my life, fall apart. It was trash in there. The lady used to sit out there and sell the guy used to sell the newspaper. The lady used to beg for change there. They're fixing that house up. So I'm not going to say you can't fix a house up. But what I'm going to say is if it's not fixed, if you feel it like it's too much money to fix it up, tear it down, rebuild new houses on it, right? There are tons of buildings, tons of areas, right, in this city where we have dilapidated houses. People are throwing trash inside of it. Whatever's going on inside of it is tearing the community apart. I don't feel as though, rebuilding that house would do anybody any benefit. Tear it down, soil the ground, bring it back up, build the foundation back up. But I feel like this energy that you bring, Chef LaMont, is what the city needs. You know what I mean? Like this city is so special, bro. There are so many special people in this city, and we don't get a chance. So I want to give you your flowers right now, bro. Like,
I appreciate
and
that.
I'm not taking nobody else's words. You feel me? Like I want to give you your flowers because what you do for the homeless in this community, for the children of this community, for the people that can't cook for themselves, be it they don't have a house to cook in or they're too young to cook, you're feeding their soul. And that is growth, bro. And it's not a lot of people doing that in this city. So I'm gonna give you your flowers right now, and I want to tell you thank you. You know, I always talk to you. Remember you made the clam chowder for me, brought it through the radio station. You know, like you have been someone that I can call on, and always told you, if you need me, call me. I don't volunteer my time anymore because it's the time that you volunteer is not always respected.
Right.
You feel me? And but if you call me and you say, yo, bro, I need you to come through, I'm gonna show up. You know what I mean? And I feel like, I appreciate you, man. I'm super proud of you, man. You running, right? Any way I can help you out, you feel me? Like throw your stuff up on the radio station. I give you that, bro, because you deserve it. You deserve it. You have a heart, and there are not a lot of people with heart that are doing anything for their community.
We got to show people love today so we can pass that torch on tomorrow, so we can continue to give the love, so love can continue to be spread out throughout the community.
Damn.
So give it today, so it can be spread again tomorrow and beyond. Because no one's teaching these kids love. No one's really showing them love.
No.
They quick to discipline,
right?
But no one's really showing them love.
Right.
And someone made a post about why don't we teach the young kids, and I kind of answered it, and then I sat back and thought about my answer. We tell the young kids this, and they say, F out of here, oh, hey, we ain't trying to hear that. Right. And then later on in life when things go wrong, we say, we gave you the tools, we tried to help you.
Right.
But maybe it was the way that you told them. That they didn't want to hear it. sometimes you got to break the crowd down to get to one. Mm-hmm. When we get to that one, then maybe you talk to somebody else.
Talk to the other kids.
Just chilling, like, yeah, you know,
Right.
let's talk about this. Let's think about, you know, old head said this. And they kind of right. But it's the way you talk to people. And I believe, like I was taught in the Navy, you praise people publicly and you reprimand them privately. Mm-hmm. We got a problem of reprimanding people publicly.
Well, I mean, that's the power. That's the power struggle inside of ourselves, right? So when we reprimand them publicly, we're showing that we have authority over their life. You understand what I'm saying? Right. And that's a power struggle within yourself, right? So when you reprimand people behind closed doors and you praise them publicly, you're saying I'm beneath this person. You know what I mean? Because I have to, but that's what you think you're saying. That's not what you're actually saying. What you're saying is I have enough respect for myself and you that I can have this conversation behind closed doors. And I have enough respect for myself and you that when you do something great, I can lift you up.
Right. So we have to, you know, get a grasp how we come across people. Like they always say, you can catch more bees with honey than you can do with the other stuff.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. What you got?
Share it alive. Okay. She said share it alive.
Telling you to share it alive, bro. No, that's what Leslie. She commented on the joint saying share it alive, but you already shared it.
Yes.
But yeah, man, like in the perfect world, Chef LaMont wins the election. I just want to say this: Chef LaMont isn't. Who's backing you?
No one.
Chef LaMont isn't backed by anybody.
No one. I'm coming straight from the hip, from the muscle.
Right. Are you willing to work with the receiver?
Yes, because I think we need to get our checks and balances in place.
Right.
I think we need to know what money is coming in, what money is going out. And I don't want to be a micromanagement person,
right,
but I need to know every last receipt, down to the box of tissues.
Yeah.
Because we cannot fleece this city.
No, you can't. Salvation Army right now, there are complaints that they're getting old food. They're not getting fed late at night, and they're being put out during the rain. The first 90 days as mayor, what would you say to the people over at Salvation Army?
Firstly, Major retired, and I know Major from the Salvation Army because I've done many things at Salvation Army. We have to go in there and see what's the problem.
All right.
There should be no one being put out in the rain. No one should be put out in the rain because now we have a health issue.
Right.
This person catches pneumonia, person catches the flu, or whatever.
Right.
So that's one issue we shouldn't be doing. Old food. I've seen Salvation Army receive, I was there personally a couple years ago, where they would get food from BJ's, Starbucks,
right,
Wawa, and all this food, it was fresh. I ate some myself. So I haven't seen any old food then. Right. I don't know what they're doing now.
Right.
But we will have to be accountable for that because if we're giving people old food, they can get sick, and which can lead to a lawsuit going back to them because you gave it to them.
Well, who's going to sue? Who's going to believe you gave it to them?
Well, see, that's what they got. It's a point of like he say, she say, but we have to find out for sure this came from this organization.
Right, but we're dealing with people who don't have a home, who don't have a cell phone maybe, who don't have money to be able to go and get a lawyer or to say, yo, my homie Bob ate a sandwich from the, Salvation Army. They're sick. Even so it's kind of like if they die, that's just one less homeless person that they have to feed the next day.
Shit, I don't want to feel like that.
We're not feeling like, but if you look at it, if I send them outside in the rain and get pneumonia and they die, they're not going to come back the next day. That's one less person we have to worry about. If I'm feeding them bad food and they die, you feel me? I don't have to worry about the next day. Like, so when somebody told me about it, I was like, wow, man, that's crazy.
This is the first time I'm hearing this.
Right.
Because I probably would have been on the job like, oh, look, let me go fix some fresh food.
Right, absolutely.
Because I have no problem doing it.
That's why I'm telling you.
Okay, well, we can address that issue.
Right.
I can address that issue. I can find out. But I don't want to see people, because it hurt me real bad. Speaking of suicide, somebody being homeless. It's a lady, Miss Ava. She was always over at the bus station, kind of loud, always arguing. And One Saturday, I couldn't feed her because I was really sick. And I couldn't make soup that day. The next day, I found out they found her frozen to death behind the YWCA. And it hurt because I thought it was my fault because I couldn't get out there to feed her soup that day. And when I feed people soup, there's a reason why I feed them soup in the wintertime because it builds up calories. You keep your body warm. She didn't get to eat that day, and she froze to death. Had she would have had that soup, she might have had a fighting chance to burn calories at night to keep her alive. Your calories generate heat. That's when they tell you when you exercise to burn calories, because you're burning heat, and burning heat melts fat.
Wow.
So, not on my watch, not my Navy. Excuse me, not Navy. I'm so used to saying that, but not on my watch that I would like have something like that happen. I think we need to come with an emergency management plan. I haven't heard anyone talk about emergency management plan for the city.
Wow.
Do we have emergency management plan?
I'm sure they do, but right now that's not what's big on the. So I'm thinking you go in, you understand it. Like I don't understand this finance stuff. Like for me, I would go in and I don't understand the finance stuff. I'm getting into the community,
right?
And that's what I see you as. I see you as a person that's not worried about. Listen, y'all handle that financial stuff. I'm getting in here to the community because uplifting the community can uplift the community, literally. Because what is it? A high tide raises all ships. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So if you go into the community and you make the people of the community buy into the fact that they are in a community and they're not in separate neighborhoods located in Chester. You know what I mean? And we're in Chester is one, like homecoming. When we get homecoming together, you know what I mean? We don't have any violence. You know what I mean? You might get a fight. You feel me? That happens. You feel me? And maybe somebody pulls out a gun and shoots it in the air, but no one gets shot, right? And that's the thing, right? They believe in the community. They believe in Sea Pride. They're pushing for Chester High School, right? So that the Chester High School brings so many people together for homecoming. What do you think is a good way to bring that morale back every day?
Firstly, you said something. First, we are Chester, we are one. That's trademarked. Trademarked. I don't believe in that. You're not allowed to come to this part of town. No, we are Chester, we are Sea Pride.
Right.
We are one family.
Right.
In some way or another, we are all related. Somewhere along the line, we are related to someone else from outside of town that wouldn't even know about it until we go to the funeral and find out. Oh, that was you. Oh, that's cousin so-and-so, son. We related? Yes. So I think we need to get out of that, right? That's for what? That mantra right there. We got to get out of that. We need to work together as one community, man, because the outside forces are slowly coming in to take this from us. We can't keep living separated by borders and neighborhoods. We got to come together because they are dividing and conquering us, and we fall in for the okie doke, right. The old banana in the tailpipe. But let's get back to this thing about the finances in the city. We have a receiver. He's the accountant for the city. But we need to be very meticulous on what we spend our money on, and not foolishness.
Right.
We need to find ways to generate money in the city. We need to bring more businesses to our shopping district. We need to find out, is Widener paying their fair share? Because I don't know how true it is, but last time I heard Widener only paid $20,000 a year in taxes. If that's the case, that's only 2 cafeteria workers' salaries combined. That's not enough. Especially when they buy up all the property when they're trying to become their own little city. They already got their own zip code because it's a business. Right. But I think they owe us more than $20,000 a year. Harris, what is Harris paying us in taxes? Are we getting our fair share of that revenue that they're generating every day? Because I know they generate over $1 million a day, more than $1 million. Okay, Philadelphia Union, they're trying to take over our waterfront and no one realizes it. Are they paying their fair share? Kimberly Clark, are y'all giving us our fair share? We need to open the books up and look and see what we supposed to really get. We need to know what we supposed to be trickling down from Harrisburg, because the people we had in office before that was in Harrisburg, they should know what we supposed to get, and we should be still getting today. And you're in the office, you know what's going on. So why don't you make sure that we get our fair share of the pie from the capital?
Right.
I don't think we're getting our fair share. I think somebody might be paid a little check to keep hush and let things ride past us. Just like things right up there river past us. There's so much money riding up the river past us. And I said this before. I said, why don't we build a pier where one of them ships can dock and they can offload those goods and services there. Right. Being working with the Army Corps engineer for a ship to dock one day at pier side. Do you know how much it costs?
How much?
$5,000 a day. And all they get is water. So all they get. So he figured 5 times 7 times 4 times 12 will give you how much money you can make off a ship,
right,
docking at the pier.
Right.
That's money sailing up the river right past us. I think if we can do that, we can generate money for this city. We can take the whole property at Blue Line and have them goods and services being staged there and moved out from that location. Another thing, we got so many trucks going down 291. How come we don't build the trucks out? All that commerce riding up and down 291 all day and night, 24/7. There are trucks riding up and down 291.
Well, I think BNS, the gas station down there, you know, they got the diesel. They tried to build a truck stop down there. That didn't work, right? Again, I think it's just people try to do things, and then someone sees them trying to do it, and people put a halt to it. They put a stop to it. You feel me? I used to work down there, so I know the owners. They were big on, you feel me, growing their gas station into a huge gas station, right? And it just didn't materialize the way they wanted it to materialize.
But they're gonna let the Philadelphia Union build more parking lots along 291.
Oh yeah,
it's not really gaining no money. It's not.
It's gaining money for the
them.
union. Yeah, absolutely.
But not for us.
Right. Well, that's the game plan when you play the way people play. You know what I mean? This city, like I said in the beginning, this city has been falling apart for at least 60 years.
Yes.
Right? And it's gotten progressively worse the last 20.
I can see even more than that.
I want to say the last 20 because this is when people started to wake up a little bit. Let's say 2003, the light came on and everybody like, oh shit, we got to move. You feel me? And then we had Barack Obama running, and Barack Obama came through the city, and that motivated a lot of people. A lot of people didn't believe in themselves for whatever reason and didn't believe that they could do it. But once Barack Obama got to running, people started to believe in themselves, right? Started to give themselves just a little bit of hope. And I say that's the one thing that's missing when you look at the children today, when you look at their parents, when you look at the adults, when you look at the grandparents, is hope. Hope that my kid can be greater than me. Hope that my son doesn't have to sell drugs, doesn't have to tote a gun, doesn't have to drop out of high school and not get his education. Hope changes all of these things. And I say you bring that hope when you speak. You bring that hope when you cook. It's hope all up and through your soup. And I want to thank you for that, right? Because without your energy, a lot of people wouldn't continue to carry on every day.
And I can say that I've seen other people come out there, other church organizations go over town and set up things. And a lot of people over there talk to me and say, we appreciate them, but they always trying to force something down our throat. Mm-hmm. We don't know them, we know you.
Right.
But once again, it's your presentation, how you do things and talk to people. You can't force something down their throat if you don't want.
I say religion. Religion for me that's a personal journey. It's not meant for you to be sharing it with everyone and trying to convert everybody to believe the way you believe. Just say what God has done for you. Just say what your creator has done for you. And if that doesn't motivate a person to want to join you, then they don't want to join you. You continue walking down your road. You feel me? So, and that's one thing about you. I've never, ever heard you're not trying to change anyone into what you believe or move anybody in your direction, but you are giving hope.
We don't need robots.
No, we don't.
Because that's what you're doing when you're programming people to be a robot,
right,
to think like you.
Right.
If everybody think like you, we're going to have the same idea and there's never going to be a progress to change.
Never.
So we have to have free thinkers, people think differently, because your plan might be a good idea. And as mayor, I want to hear from everyone because I might miss something. I don't have all the answers, right? I don't have all the answers.
Right.
I need your input. I need everyone's input.
Right.
I need them students' input because I want to hear what they have to say.
Absolutely.
Because they're going to be our leaders tomorrow.
Absolutely.
I want to hear from the elderly.
Mm-hmm. They can tell me how things went bad in the past and how things were better.
Right.
Right. Show me how to get back to that. Yeah.
I want to hear from the people that's out there on the streets. And like I said, even if I don't make it as mayor, but I'm going to make it.
Right.
I'm looking to build a full-fledged women's shelter. Women's shelter. And people say, well, we got the Wesley House. Or we got community action agency. Yes, those are for women and children and families. Yes, we have the Wesley House, but there's women and families over there. We have community action agency on Broomar Street. There's families. But is there a dedicated homeless shelter just for a woman to go to? Just for a woman to escape a battered relationship? Just for that woman that's sleeping over the bus stop?
Right.
She could go there when it's raining or cold
right.
and get a cot and a hot shower and a hot meal and some mental health issues. We do not have a dedicated women's shelter in the city, and it pisses me off to see those women out there sleeping on that bench in all types of weather. And I don't want to have that on my watch.
Right.
Because I want everyone to be able to have a place to go lay their head in times of need.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Like I said, I tell you, man, like, I wish you nothing but the best of luck.
There's some issues I want to address, though, that I want to make changes when I become mayor, though.
Yeah, I know. I'm sure you have a laundry list of things that you do.
I want to get some of just to throw them out right now.
Go ahead, get it out right now.
Okay, one thing is, Mayor, day one, if I got to go buy my damn self, those basketball courts are going back up.
Right.
Let them kids burn up that raw energy.
Yeah.
Let them play. Let them play ball. We are a basketball town.
Let them play.
There's no reason why those basketball courts should have not been back up yet.
Right.
We're basically out of COVID.
Right.
Everybody's getting tested and injected.
Right.
Come on, stop the BS and let them kids play ball.
Let them play ball.
I'd rather see them playing ball than out there doing some mischievous stuff and getting in trouble.
Right. Number two,
police chief, we're going to have a talk. Because your new cadets is coming out the academy. They are going to be beat cops. I want them to be beat cops because
you want them to walk.
They're going to have to know the community, and the community going to know them. So you're going to walk that beat. You're going to ride that beat on the bike.
Say that again. Beat cops.
Beat cops. If you don't know what a beat cop is, back in the day, we had a beat cop that walked through over town.
Right.
His name is Mancini.
Right.
And we had Floyd, who was inside the pawn shop.
Right.
They knew the community, and the community knew them.
Right.
So, Mr. Police Commissioner of the city, we're going to have a talk. We're going to sit down. Maybe we eat at my house. It's on me. It's free and it's on me. But I want beat cops to walk this city.
Number three.
So the community knows everything we don't know. Brothers, you brothers on those dirt bikes and quads.
Come on, man.
I love you guys having a good time.
Come on, man.
But I don't want to see you out there in that street causing mayhem. I almost had one of those guys run into me twice, head-on collision.
Come on, man.
I don't want to get the call.
We got to work that out.
I don't want to get the call.
We got to work that out.
I don't want to get the call. Mayor, we got to go to this accident. It's not good. Then I got to go tell someone's mother that your child is dead because there was hot dogging in the street.
You got to work that out.
We're going to work it out, all right? We're going to confiscate that bike, and we're going to crush it.
You know how many bike riders there are in this city?
Take the bike and go to a place where you can do that at. I love seeing y'all having a good time. They was up to A field. It was no problem to be up to A field.
We'll put them up to A field.
No one goes up to the A field. Go up there to that parking lot and have a good time in that parking lot.
No one went up there to the A field because it was that road was kind of closed. Something was closed up there. I don't think
they closed. They put new bar gate system so they couldn't go to the parking lot, which I thought was a bad idea. Let them go up there and ride them bikes up there, but keep them off the main streets, man.
It's hard, but I understand what you're saying. I do.
We're not building no artificial lake in Memorial Park.
Why not?
Because Memorial Park is a floodplain zone. When they built the pool there, they covered the creek, which caused the flood the park. Also, that standing water is going to draw mosquitoes, and mosquitoes have malaria. Also, other waterborne insects will be in that park. It's going to cause a problem.
So they don't have lakes nowhere else?
Wait a minute now. I'm going to explain to you why they're doing this. Now, who's to say whose child go up in there and get drowned? No one's going to hear or see you. Bad idea. They're building up in the waterfront to keep us from down the waterfront so they can take it over. Barry Bridge Park is now parking lot F. Barry Bridge Park was a park we went down to Friday, Saturday, Sunday, enjoy the weekend. Go down there now. It's parking lot F for the Philadelphia Union. Who made that backdoor deal?
What do you mean, who made it?
Who made the backdoor deal?
I don't think it was a backdoor deal. I just think, the parking for the union is more important than the parking and the partying for us.
Okay, so we don't have we have access to something they had all our life, a park that we've been going to.
When Delaware County sold their whatever they own to the Philadelphia Union, they gave them the rights to do whatever they wanted. That's what happens. That's what happens when you sell something. You're selling everything.
Someone sold us out for a check again.
Absolutely.
Again.
So that's what Chester has been for the last 60 years. It has been the sell zone, right? Selling property, selling this, selling that, buy this, buy that, buy this, get rich, do this, do that. They don't know because they too busy fighting with each other. They don't see what we're doing. You feel me? The Republicans were in charge since Civil War. Imagine how many authorities, how many authorities have been stealing money from us.
Well, I can't do that.
To pour into every other municipality, township, or organization around in this area.
Parks and Recreation, you guys are on notice. You are on notice. February 13th, I was down the waterfront. Stood at the foot of Norris Street and walked all the way to the foot of Edward Street, quarter mile. It's trash there. And as I was talking, I was live, Parks and Recreation truck pulled up and just sat there. There would no longer be any person working for the city getting a free check off the city, off the residents. You sitting in that truck all day long chilling.
They could have been on break.
Chilling. Ain't the first time I seen it happen.
I see cops sitting
I'm going to address that too. Second and English Street, Third and Hayes Street, behind Chester High School. You was working on overtime and you sitting there sleeping. I rolled up on a cop at Third and Hayes Street, rolled around his car twice to see if he was all right, knocked out sleep. You're not going to be taking money from the city like that, man.
No, that's not fair.
Overtime is overtime. Heel toe, nut the butt.
Heel toe, not the butt?
Heel toe, nut the butt. That's what we told us in the Navy. Heel to toe, your heel matches his toe. Your toe matches his heel.
Nut the butt.
Nut the butt, you're on his butt. So up close and personal, we're going to get the job done. No.
Come on. Why you always got to go there?
You got to understand. We're going to tighten up the ranks.
What is wrong?
We're going to tighten up the ranks around here. We got to tighten up the ranks. We can't keep letting them steal from the city like that. We can't keep letting you work overtime.
Nut the butt.
We can't keep letting you work overtime to reflect your retirement check.
I'm sorry, but that's it. This interview is over.
I'm sorry, man. The Navy guy's coming out of me. But we got to tighten up.
No, we do have to tighten up. We do have to. I remember I said that to a cop. I said, every day I ride past the A+, you at the A+, in the goddamn police car, doing nothing. Oh, he was hot with me. You hear me? Hot with. So mad, I came over town, and then he was over town, and I said, I see you not at the A+. He gave me a parking ticket for. I took that joint, slammed the Gretzky. I said, man, what's wrong with your boy, man? He ain't like that. I called him on this. I don't like you. If you're a cop and you're parked somewhere, you can get out your car and walk that area.
Right.
If you're a cop and you're parked somewhere and it's right around the corner is whatever's around the corner, and I'm not knocking nobody for doing what they do because I understand. See, one thing I was blessed with was I came from a family of opportunity on the east side, but my friends on the west side didn't have the same opportunities that I had. So we had to hustle. You feel me? And I had no problem with understanding why people hustle. People don't hustle because they just want to hustle. They hustling to change their stance in life.
Right.
They're hustling to get some money, right? Now, what happens with that is your area then becomes deprived of resources because you're taking money, you're taking things, and people don't have jobs. If you're getting high, you don't have a job. So you're stealing from the old ladies. You're breaking up in their house. Now she's moving out. You feel me? You're destroying. I didn't know that I was destroying my neighborhood. I didn't realize it until I was about to go to jail, and I sat in the house, and it was 4 generations of a family at a crack table. And I realized that I was destroying this family and the children behind them. And I said I was done. Then I went upstate. When I came home, I promised myself I would not sell cocaine ever again in my city, or to anyone, as a matter of fact. It was until I realized that I was not helping anyone. I wasn't even helping myself, because look at where I'm going.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, but I understood why people did it, right? Growing up on the west side, then the people on the east side, it was like, why are you doing this? The far east side, I'm talking about upper 21st Street from 18th on up.
Right.
You got a mom and dad in the house, why are you doing this? You go get a job. I didn't realize. And now everybody that I knew, they all have jobs now. And it's like, damn, if we would have known this when we were younger, we would have got a job, or we would have stayed in school. The opportunities were not there for us. So I'm saying they gave us the gun, they gave us the target, they pulled the trigger and kept it in our hand. You know what I mean? And it's just life, bro.
And it's funny that you say that, because I was at one of the meetings and our fearless leader said he want to make the Vote Tech building to a writing tournament type of venue. So where the people want to park at? They live on 8th Street. So we're going to congest 9th Street, 8th Street, and 7th Street to make the Vote Tech building a writing terminal type of venue. Bad idea.
Why?
I say we take that Vote Tech building and get it back to what it's supposed to be, to give our kids a fighting chance. Because our kids believe in this dream. All they got to do is pick up a microphone and a basketball to make it out. When these kids can be learning a skill to be a carpenter, an electrician, a plumber, a food service, electronics, data entry. These kids need to know that they can do something more to generate money for themselves. Look, a lot of people that I went to school with was in vocational education.
Right.
They worked down Kimberly Cart. They didn't put their kids through college. They done bought a house, bought another house, and they're doing well. Kids that went to college, they still paying off these loans after 30 years.
Right.
So let these kids learn a skilled trade that can help put food on their table now.
Absolutely.
Bring back the vocational education. I think that was the worst thing they did, was to take out vocational education out of the city.
Well, they took out all the resources to strip the community, so the community are not hireable people. They took out all the resources on purpose. This stuff didn't just happen to us.
I know.
This stuff didn't, all the resources. No, then there wouldn't be no more plumbers or no more carpenters or no more electricians. The resources moved, and they moved them out to an area where they knew, just our children are going to benefit from this, and just their children are going to benefit. But we're going to benefit off this selling of the drugs and all that. They did this to us on purpose, Chef.
That's that prisoner pipeline.
Yes.
School to prison pipeline.
Yes. They don't feed our children. They don't teach our children. They put our children, bells going off, whistles and everything, metal detectors. They get used to it, so it's no big deal when you go upstate. It's no big deal when you go to jail.
Why do you think the projects are designed the way they made? They're made just like the prison. So when you go out there, you feel like you're at home. That's why when I'm going to stay, I'm going to be with so-and-so, it's going to be like home.
Right.
Because you're used to that environment.
Right.
That's why the project is designed the way they designed.
Right. I don't know.
Go down to the project. What's in the center of the project? What's in the center of the project?
Basketball court.
Okay, when you go out to the county, what's in the center? What's in the center?
Basketball
Okay,
court.
then. You're accustomed to it, so you feel good. You're good about it. Those are some of the issues I want to address, man. That being mayor, we got to do something to bring back commerce to the city.
Yeah.
We got to do something with education.
Absolutely.
We definitely got to do something with the infrastructure.
Absolutely.
As far as emergency management plan, streets, the bridges,
Right.
communication.
What do you have to say to the people that have something to say to you that's not too nice?
That are not too nice.
Yeah.
Hey, man, your opinions are like, I can't say that word on TV, but your opinions are like, thing behind you.
Right.
Everyone has one.
Right.
Say what you want. I got tough skin. Go ahead. It's good.
Right.
Ask what you want. I'm an open book. I'm
Right.
very transparent. You got an answer. I probably have you have a question. I probably have an answer. You don't have to like me. Just respect me.
Just respect me. That's it.
And respect what I'm trying to do for the city, because I'm here forever. I'm Republican. I'm for the people, not the party. I'm for everybody.
Everybody.
I'm for everybody.
Chef LaMont, I want to thank you for coming through, man.
I appreciate you having me.
Yeah, man. We always talk about you bringing some of the house music to the radio station.
Most
right?
definitely.
You know, house music Fridays, whatever. You feel me?
And, you know, I bring some more to eat. You know,
Yeah, let's go. And you want to bring something to eat too? Shit, you my friend.
get a hug on
man.
the
I'm
inside.
good.
You know that.
I'm good, right? But I definitely want to let you know, man, I appreciate what you're doing right now.
I think
it takes a lot of energy, right? It takes a lot of strength, right, to run. You feel me? And everything that you do, right, from the bringing the movie theater out for the kids, right, to feed. Everything that you do is for the kids and homeless people. So I appreciate you, bro, because you're taking care of our community, right? One way or another. And just keep on doing what you're doing, man. Any way I can help you, you know I'm here, right? And I know I keep saying this, and you're like, man, I shouldn't have to call you. But now I know if I ever see you doing anything, I'm going to hop on board, bro, and support you 100%, right? I don't have a whole lot of money to donate. You know, I'm still trying to get everything straight here. But,
visible
you know,
is just as good.
I know that, and I appreciate that. Thank you, brother. I mean,
And just think, we're going to make a lot of changes. Don't forget, May 16th for the primary election vote. Lamont Harris, meet Chef LaMont, so I can be on the ballot for November.
absolutely.
We're going to turn the city around.
So
together.
only Republicans can come out.
I want everybody to come out.
But they can't write your name if you're a Republican. Only a Republican can vote for you in the primary,
Well, that's all right.
right? They can vote. Everybody can vote for you in the November election.
I'm
gonna make it.
I'm the only Republican
You're going to
running.
make it. So only one person got to come out.
I'm
If
the
you
only-
write your name on the ballot,
I already got that one signature already. Somebody sent me a photo.
right?
My name is written there.
Right. And so you're good. So that will actually write your name on the ballot for the next situation, right? So, you know, see you in November, brother. Feel me? This election is not just about May, even though people feel like it is, right? If you win it on the Democratic side, there is someone else running against you. And he is on the Republican side. And he is for the community. And he has given back. And he's not here or bought by anybody. Not saying anybody is bought by anybody, but he has no affiliation to any power group or anybody. So, CMPRadio.net, man. This is Chef LaMont running for mayor of the city of Chester. Please come out May 16th. If you are a Republican, come out, put his name on the ballot, make sure he's there in November, man. Let's not let this man not know how important he is to the community, to the city of Chester, man. It's CMPRadio.net. It's your boy, Uncle P. I want y'all to be safe, man. Peace.